Now, imagery is the use of descriptive language that appeals to our senses to create vivid mental pictures for the reader. So we have types of imagery, and the first type is olfactory imagery. Olfactory imagery appeals to our sense of smell. For example, the aroma of freshly baked bread filled the kitchen. Olfactory imagery appeals to our sense of smell. The aroma of freshly baked bread filled the kitchen. So the second type of imagery is tactile imagery. Tactile imagery appeals to our sense of touch. For example, the rough bark of the tree scratched his palm. So tactile imagery appeals to our sense of touch. The third type of imagery is auditory imagery. Auditory imagery appeals to our sense of hearing. So any word that describes hearing appeals to auditory imagery. For example, the wind whispered through the tall pine trees. Auditory imagery appeals to our sense of hearing. The wind whispered through the tall pine trees. Another type of imagery is gustatory imagery. Gustatory imagery. So gustatory imagery appeals to our sense of taste. So all those words, bitter, sour, savory, sweet, all those words that describe taste appeal to the type of imagery called gustatory imagery. So gustatory imagery appeals to our sense of taste. So any word that describes taste falls under here. Then visual imagery. Visual imagery appeals to our sense of sight. For example, the silver moonlight reflected on the calm blue sky. The silver moonlight reflected on the calm blue sky. So visual imagery appeals to our sense of sight. So anything that you can see, for example, any object, size, we can see color, all those appeal to visual imagery. We are able to draw pictures depending when they describe to us the size and color of maybe an object or person. Lastly, we have kinesthetic imagery, which appeals to our sense of movement. For example, she ran across the wet sand, her feet sinking with every step.